Hello, dear Scorpio, and welcome to your tarot reading for the Mercury Retrograde period, which currently we're having from around February 17th till around 10th of March. And as I shuffle your cards, Scorpio, I'll just quickly go over the context. So, what's so special about Mercury Retrograde? It is a planetary transit that we have several times a year, so it's a flow, a consistent flow that we're used to. But basically, Mercury retrograde is the period when different past situations where people might re-emerge from the woodworks. You might be reminded of different experiences that you've gone through in the past and different emotional connections that you had, and you are given a chance to reevaluate these connections, reintegrate any lessons that you've learned, update your outlook, and also check in with your emotions, and if necessary, cut some ties for good. So, Mercury retrograde this time is happening in the sign of Pisces, which is a water sign like you, Scorpio, meaning that I feel like you will be able to make most out of the situation, and you'll get some mysterious and fresh insights. Mercury is the god of communication. It's the messenger god. Communication sometimes is delayed or muddled during Mercury retrograde. And Mercury doing its backward stance in the sign of Pisces is especially interesting, as Pisces is very expansive, psychic, subconscious, and in these deep waters, Mercury is not very comfortable. So Mercury somehow has to learn how to dive into these deep waters, while Mercury is used to flying and running about. So it is a time of creativity, of different inspirational moments, insights. So follow your gut, Scorpio, and allow yourself to see where it takes you. So let's see what specific messages could come out for you for this Mercury retrograde. Okay. Oof. Let's see what we got, Scorpio. I feel it's gonna be intriguing. So we've got Three of Chalices in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse, Five of Wands in reverse. Interesting. We got Justice reversed and King of Swords in reverse. So, Scorpio, first of all, the fact that all cards came out in reverse, to me that feels like this Mercury retrograde, things are very interesting, things are uprooted, things are upside down, things are turned on their axes. So looking like a productive time for learning shit about yourself, because you're being blasted in your face with it. But worry not, like this shit can be exciting, because as you gain insights about yourself, you feel a sense of relief, you feel a peace of mind, you are able to see the next tangible step. So I want to start with this Page of Swords, which is a symbol for grounded communication. It is a symbol for thinking things through with a fresh mindset. It's a breath of fresh air. And since it's come to us in reverse, I feel like you might be feeling confused about something, about some sort of situation, and you might be not saying something to someone, as in you might feel conflicted, isolated, rejected, or abandoned, whether it's in a very small and I guess domestic way, or whether it's a pattern of ongoing and unhealthy behavior, and whether it's at work or your home environment. I feel like you are stuck in a situation where you are not able to say your mind, and I'm saying this because we have Five of Wands in reverse right next to Page of Swords, meaning that those two energies that are being blocked, that are being subdued and submerged in some way. These energies are having a conversation about differences in opinion, differences in approaches, clashes of personalities or egos. Five of Wands in its, I guess, more helpful and healthy expression. It's a card of personalities diverging, of different approaches, of people sort of playing around with their ideas and maybe having some heated and passionate debates, but it's all for fun and for excitement and for movement of things, to switch things up, to stir the pot and get things moving. Whereas when this card is in reverse, I feel like something that might have felt like a game does not feel like a game anymore, and it's starting to affect you, and it's starting to make you feel maybe outcast in some social groups and some social dynamics. Three of Cups and Upright talks about celebration and friendships and joining in with your community, celebrating successes, having fun and respite. So you might be feeling tense, and you might feel like you want to take time for yourself to regain your sense of worth, because at the moment you feel like your friendships somehow do not support you in the ways that would meet your needs. Okay, I'm feeling like I need to leave this here for now and go to the bottom row and pack the bottom row. Scorpio, you're sitting in very interesting energy, even though like everything's in upheaval, even though you are realizing things and feeling the tension because you're sitting in the middle of big ass tension point. I feel like somehow you are in your element and you're self-assured and you feel calm, you feel okay with seeing the things that you'll be dealing with, because you know that it's time to get over this hurdle. You know that bigger, better things are waiting for you and you can feel them coming your way. This is just in the strategy game, this is the bit where you just do the quest so you can level up and redeem your rewards. So, Justice. This is a major arcana card, meaning that it's one of the 22 cards in tarot that symbolize a big turning point in your life trajectory. So it is a major opportunity to learn something. Justice, upright, means the universal truth. It means the balancing of the scales. It can mean karma. Karma simply meaning action. Whatever you act on, whatever you do, it creates a new network and ripples of other actions that you can take. So this card is also known as adjustment, talking about harmonizing things, adjusting things, making things fair and equal. So since this card came to us in the reverse, I feel like all of this conflicting, all of this absurdly ridiculous energy that's in reverse in your area, I feel like all of this is a big humorous way of the universe telling you you need to adjust something. Adjustment is what you need in your life. So perhaps it's as simple as adjusting your sleep routine, your sleeping habits, any other habits, adjusting a dynamic in a relationship. So communicating clearly and concisely and respectfully on what needs of yours are not being met. You can appreciate others' effort and acknowledge it, but also let them know if they're doing something wrong to make you feel like you're being pushed away and pushed out. And the King of Swords in reverse. Here in this conversation with adjustment, is speaking about your mental outlook. It could speak about your point of view, about your attitude, about the way you choose to interpret the situation. So I feel like if you're able to choose and craft a helpful interpretation, then you will be able to use this confusing and subconscious Mercury retrograde time to your most benefit and to your advantage. If you're able to interpret it through a lens of adjustment, through a lens of exposition of the things that you need to act on, then you will be able to transform this this upside down energy. You can transform it into laughter. You can transform it into great stories. You can transform it into symbols. You can transform it into art or into the narrative you share with other people in your friendship group. So this is a time of big and fruity and abundant character development for you, Scorpio. And I also feel like you are able to think fast, to gain fresh insights. You are able to move through this energy strategically, and you're sort of in tune with it, so you don't have to think about it much. You just have to allow yourself to get into your Scorpio zone of diving through things, and you will slide through it while collecting all the necessary lessons and insights along the way. So Scorpio, What is something that needs to be adjusted in your life right now? What sort of mindset you could adopt to make things easier, to allow yourself to be more open, more in the flow, more receptive, softer, and inspired to act and to move things. So, Scorpio, I feel energized after your reading. I feel like you're going through quite a complex and complicated time. But this complexity means that you can juice so much good out of this variety. You can set yourself up for a beautiful rebirth and reemergence once Mercury retrograde passes and we return to its usual forward cycle. So, Scorpio, good luck. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you later. Bye.